Hey.
Yeah, so we're 6 seats in total.
One eternity later.
Yeah, if I'm going on a long drive, that's when I go into autopilot sleep mode. The seat goes back like this. Just a little rest.
I think that would freak people out.
Does it freak you out?
In some ways, yes.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, so we're 6 seats in total.
And is that normal?
You can get 7.
I've never seen it
Get 7.
before.
Yeah.
And it's the normal length of a normal car?
Maybe a little bit longer. And you're asking about the tech.
Yeah.
There is a few cool things that it can do that other cars can't do. Just trying to think whereabouts it is here. Just trying to think where. There's a feature I was going to show. It's like a really cool feature, but I'm just trying to think where it is. Assistance. Yeah, there's auto lane change, lane departure warning, so it'll like alert you if you go out of your lane, which is kind of cool. Like a little beeper comes on and says that you need to stay in your lane, which is good for safety. What else has it got? You can adjust the suspension so you can go up and down.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Move the seats back and forward. Back seats automatically. Driving settings. Assistant. Yeah, that's a cool one there. That's,
Oh, so autonomous driving.
yeah.
So it must have arrays of sensors at the front and back.
Yeah, it's got radar in the front and
Okay.
cameras and stuff like that.
So does it use LiDAR or?
No. Does it seem alright?
Yeah, no, it seems pretty cool.
So like you're aware that it's self-driving now?
Is it?
It's been self-driving for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
That is crazy.
You didn't even realise that
No.
So there's this feature I was going to show you.
I
Where
saw
is
that
it?
and I
Somewhere here.
thought you had your knee on the steering wheel and that's how you're moving it.
Oh,
That is
right. Yeah, so
crazy.
this is one of the cool features. So I'm not touching the brakes.
Yeah, so it's automatically
It's just
judging
doing its
the
thing.
distance in front.
Yeah.
That is
We can so change lanes over to that lane. There we go. I'll turn off the indicator. We're now in this lane.
that is crazy. That is technology's come a long way.
Yeah. Welcome to the future. It's here now.
We do. Obviously, I know a lot about autonomous vehicles, but haven't been in one. And obviously, the ones that we've got at uni aren't anywhere. Like, they're definitely kitted out with sensors and all the rest of it, not an actual
Just a car.
car. Yeah.
You just buy and you just drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sort of making it a little mission in life to help educate people about that self-driving is available now. It's a thing. People should get on board with it. Don't be so focused on the sticker price. Look at it as a next level safety,
Oh,
next level
absolutely.
fun.
But you're going to have, if you really want it to work, you'd have all cars, or you'd have to have something that can be retrofitted into all cars, because then you'd be able to communicate between the cars. So that would be an ultimate safe environment in theory. But in order to do that, you'd have to give the car some AI such that it could make decisions based on where cars were coming from and going.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a market for retrofitting. I just can't see that being much of a thing.
The setup too difficult.
Yeah, they're petrol and like that. Self-driving really works nicely with electric cars. I think you got more control. Yeah, you don't need everybody to have one. It's just cars. The more cars that are self-driving, the safer everyone is.
Yeah. I just think if all cars could be, I think.
Well, that's the ultimate holy grail, but that'll be 20 years away. At least 10. That was very funny though. You just didn't realise. So many people are like that. The car's driving in a very relaxed, safe manner. You just
Don't.
not aware that, hang on, the driver's not driving. You don't necessarily detect that.
Yeah. Because it's.
Even when I was chatting with you and looking. Yeah, it's funny. So many people are exactly the same.
I just. Yeah. The technology to drive autonomously is, yeah, I think it's really cool. But do you think that some people won't adopt it because it is the unknown? And that, yes, it's an alternative, but...
Plenty of people, it's the unknown because they haven't experienced it. So, I'm looking at trying to promote the experience through delivering the experience to people and, sort of working on a short film to maybe like for Trot Fest to kind of bring it, make people aware of
what it's like.
Yeah. If you see other people experiencing self-driving, suddenly in your mind you think it's actually a thing.
But
you
how
read
many
about
people
it.
freak out?
Some do, not really freak out, but they might. Oh my God! Oh, I'm nervous. Can you put your hands on the wheel? But I mean, I don't even panic. I just sort of acknowledge their concerns, and then they sort of realise, oh, it seems to be all right. There's a barrier that you get past this initial freak out, and then you realise actually there's not really a big thing to freak out about. It seems to be driving safely. As soon as you are experiencing it, I mean, doesn't this feel like a good driver?
Yeah.
You can see that truck on the right hand side, see on the little there, that's the ultrasonic sensors. It can see that car up the front there. I can see the lines of the road, and see the speed signs.
So does it detect traffic lights or no? Because there isn't a signal.
At present, it can detect them, but it doesn't know what to do with them. So it's not allowed to stop at them. So they haven't kind of released that functionality yet.
But that would have to be would that have to be in the vision software, or would that be something in traffic lights that they would recognise?
No, it's all vision.
All vision.
It's all vision. Yeah, you just have to teach the computer like a toddler. Teach it how to drive. Teach it how to see the world.
True, but the difference between traffic lights and they're up high as opposed to what it's generally sensing, which is probably a meter.
It's a problem for neural nets to figure out. The computers will figure it out as long as they can see. As long as they can see what you can see, they will be able to drive better than you can drive.
That's why I don't drive.
If I'm going on a long drive, that's when I go into autopilot sleep mode. The seat goes back like this. Just a little rest.
I think that would freak people out.
Does it freak you out?
In some ways, yes. But what's the law at the moment with respect to autonomous vehicles on the road?
The law is that you need to be a licensed driver and you need to be in control of the car. So the law is intentionally vague in what control means. So it doesn't say you must touch the steering wheel, for example. It just requires that you're in control. I mean, disabled people have different controls, and it's intentionally a little bit of a grey area. And if there's a problem, the courts figure it out. I think if you were asleep in the car, actually asleep, at present,
slight problem.
that might constitute, the court may decide.
But they allow them on the road and haven't obviously disabled those features, for it to drive autonomously. Because if it was a problem, you'd think that they would block that feature of the vehicle for sale in Australia.
About 2 years ago, I actually fell asleep in a previous car that also had self-drive, another Tesla. And I was asleep for about 20 minutes, just over 20 minutes, on the freeway. And I only woke up when the car was slowing down for a truck on a bend. My head nodded forward and I went, what? Oh God, that was very naughty. It wasn't intentional, but I think that shows it's an impressive demonstration of capability that the car was able to
do.
Yeah. And the freeway is far safer than here for autonomous driving.
Because it's constantly less likely to be.
Yeah, it's sort of more clearly defined, less edge cases, sort of.
And what did you make of the US when it went under the truck, the Tesla?
The Joshua Brown accident. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know it had a name, but...
Well, that's the guy's name. Yeah, he was watching a Harry Potter DVD at the time. Well, when they approached, apparently the reports are the movie was still playing, and he was speeding, so he had set his automatic cruise control to be a lot higher than the speed limit. Yeah, so in that particular case, yeah, he died as a result of, he wasn't watching the road and the car went under a truck. In Australia, they have guards under trucks so that you don't have this big space underneath the truck, which is where the Tesla sort of went under, thinking that there was a road sign over the top, like in its sensor, it's going, well, I can see the road through.
So you can see X.
And it was a white truck and the sun was behind. It was just the perfect storm. And it made headlines because it was a novel death. The first person ever to die at the hands of the computer. And probably freaked a whole lot of people out because the press weren't reporting that that autonomous cars are now at least 40% safer than human-driven cars across the board. So Joshua Brown has died, and they've improved the sensor tech to capture that edge case anyway, because they did a lot of extensive, recreation of that accident and made sure that the technology was better as a result. So there's like 1,000 people were killed, that week across the US, in normal accidents, and one guy dies because of autopilot, and not even because of autopilot, because he wasn't prepared to take over if autopilot failed. So really it was his fault. Just a little taste across here, very quick, yeah.
Yep. Shit. Jeez. That's quick.
Is it what you expected?
No.
I did say it would be quick.
I didn't think it would be that quick.
Do you now look at electric cars in a little bit of a different light?
Yes, possibly.
Yeah. My work here is done. Although the big thing is to get other people to kind of observe this experience on film or something to raise awareness in the large. We need to go viral and have everyone go, is that really a thing? Oh my God, I need to get one of those cars. And then people are safer, there's less pollution, people are having more fun, which is also important in life.
has been an eye-opener.
Thank you for allowing me to open your eyes.
Terrific. Thank you very much.
That's a different trip home, different Uber.
You have seen the doors, haven't you?
No, I haven't. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that door was a bit nervous because you were standing a bit close. That's why it just gently opened up. But